Start recording.
Yes.
And so today, so we just had the solstice. Really, it was like Sunday to Monday overnight. So I know Liza, we've talked. I know you're going through some major transformations, and it's kind of like a lot of us are feeling like a breakdown to breakthrough energy.
Exactly.
So, or we've had some kind of iteration of this in the last weeks, especially with the eclipses as well. And so I just wanted to like remind you all, like, and this is for everyone that's watching the replay too, that the breakdowns are where a lot of alchemy happens. I mean, it's literally like an opportunity for the entire system to recalibrate. And things need to break down, need to clear away. And that often comes with discomfort or pain or grieving or fear in order to rise up to a new caliber. And that's what is being supported for you right now. Like just remember always, always, always. And there's, like I just had my own version of this over the weekend, and it's so easy when you're in that low point to be like, am I ever going to get out? And I've just had enough versions of it that I know wholeheartedly that the breakthrough is so worth it. So I'm really comfortable now going deep into the breakdown. And it's actually even, I have those moments where I'm like, why? What is this? What is this? I just want out. I just want out. I just want out. But that's actually resistance. So if I'm able to really allow myself to go in it, which I do now, I get excited about it. It's hard to believe. But I just know from my own empirical evidence, my own experience of this happening time and time again, that if I just really fully go in it, I'm going to move through it so much quicker. And that breakthrough is going to come to me so much more fully. So this is just a little reminder. And today, well, so this is, and that's the energy going on with the solstice. So, like the planet is waking up bigger than ever. We're being asked to step into our missions more than ever, our purpose, our light, and just like feeling good. That's what this life is about, like feeling good. So following your joy, Natalie, I know like you're having some really exciting things be birthed. And there's also a lot of questions around, well, I'm just, I'm seeing, how can I make this work? How is this going to fall together? How am I going to piece all this together? Liza, I know you're doing the same too. Like a lot of opportunities are coming in, a lot of things are like in the works and kind of floating around, and it's like, how is it all going to come together? And so trusting the process and also using this time, this solstice time, like this is major energy to work with, especially for setting yourself up for the next 6 months, even beyond that, but like really the next 6 months. And I think that's a really nice time to work with visions and goals, because it's like 3 years from now is so unknown. There are so many possible timelines that we can hop onto. So 6 months is actually really nice to work with, I think. And so the reason I really wanted to do this today is because, yes, I want to take advantage of this energy that we have in the cosmos. And also because there's so much pre-recorded material about tapping into the womb, the power of the womb, but it's really like something that I want everyone in this space to be constantly tapping into. The power of the womb. The power of the womb to alchemize yourself through these breakdowns for breakthroughs. And so I'm just going to, I just want to share a little bit. Maybe some of you have heard me talk about like my sacral chakra awakening and some of my experience around tapping into the energy of the womb. But I just want to see what wants to come through today specifically on that. So it's amazing, actually. It was almost exactly 3 years ago that I came here to Tulum, a little bit more now, more than 3 years. And I had, at this point, not had a period for 2 years, diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, and was told I might never get a period. Well, they told me I would never get a period, but I did not accept that or believe that. And, the process had started working with hormones, working with learning about the feminine cycle and what it is, and just doing my own research, reading books. And so I was getting into this frequency of starting to realize how powerful it is that I was born into the body of a female body, having a womb. I started to develop this admiration. And so I do believe that really helped. That was such a big part of the process. And so then when I came here, I had a level of readiness for this, a level of openness for this, but I still, at this point, never really had feelings in my sacral chakra. Never. I mean, at this point, I had super low libido. I wasn't getting the period. I also was very much in my masculine energy of doing, of believing the only way to see income and get ideas was much more of a mental process. And so while I was here, a few things happened, but mostly just connecting and breathing and letting life being open to life, being open to what was coming to me, being presented to me. I left that trip feeling so much electricity in my womb space. It started happening like within, like maybe 5 days of being here. And then I won't ever forget, like in the airport coming back, and I was voice noting my best friend being like, I've never felt my sacral chakra like this. I'm buzzing with electricity. Like, I can't even explain what's happening. And I had this new sense of aliveness, this new vibrancy through my whole being. And I felt so connected to my truth. This was actually, I had at this trip been able to access my truth that I had to end a 4.5-year relationship. It's really hard for a lot of people to end relationships. It was very hard for me. I sat on that decision for a very long time. But when you access the womb, the power of the womb, your truth becomes so loud. You're so connected to your truth that anything else becomes a non-option. And, I actually just had this conversation last week with a really beautiful person, and he shared with me something his teacher shared with him, that it's not necessarily, when you're making decisions, it's not right or wrong. It's wrong or easy. And that doesn't necessarily mean that doing the thing is as easy as, like walking out your door. But because you're so connected to your truth, it becomes the easy thing. You're about to start a new business, you're about to build a website. That might not be easy, but when it's your truth, it just flows. It happens because it's the only option for you, the truth. When you're so connected to your body in this way, connected to the womb, especially. So we want to be really tapped into this space. It's also, right, like, so just to go back to this story, I was home after that Tulum trip for about a few days, and I got my period back after not having it for 2 years. So that's just something like so obvious what happens when we like are really tapped into our truth, and also the inner healing capacity that we have, the potency of our own inner healer. And so we really are like magical. And I want you all to be really tapped into this magic that's within you. And I really believe we can do this so profoundly by connecting to our womb space, not being in the head, not being in our like stories, but the womb. Like, this is our queen energy, that she's like, I know that I'm worthy. I know what I deserve. And it helps us clear out the mind stories, the habits, the conditioning. So we're using this energy today to supercharge our visions. And I've been really wanting to, I've kind of not been connecting to my vision board so much. I did for like probably the first quarter of the year. So the solstice was a really nice time to like get motivated to go back into that space. And when I'm doing it, it's amazing because we're very visual. When we can see things, they are much more accepted into our reality when we're looking at them all the time. There's the 8 elements of excellence in Kundalini, and the first one is the vision. And it's about the vision is, can you hold that? Can you keep aligning to that vision? The frequency, can you hold it? Hold the frame of that vision. So the vision boarding, and I'll show you 2 ways that I like to do it, is such a nice way. Like when you make it, it's a part of, when I create my website, when I just created the website for the retreat that's coming up in September, I don't mind creating a website because it feels like I'm making a massive vision board, and it's so much fun to get into this frequency. So when you're creating your vision boards, I don't want it to feel like a chore. I want it to feel fun, that you're aligning to it. Or even a business plan. I had a coach once really help me on this because I did not want to create a financial business plan. I was just like, no, that's not really fun for me. And then she pointed it out because I had fear about sticking to a structure, sticking to, I need to launch this month. I need to launch this program this month. I need to do this month. For some people, that feels really good. For me, I was like, that feels overwhelming and not in my heart. But she said to me, you don't need to stick to the plan, Mel. But going through it, setting some time aside to go through it, this is you aligning to the vision. This is you getting this frequency in your beingness. This is so that you can get this plant, this frequency, this what you're calling in, what you're creating, get it into your aura. And then the rest will unfold and things might adjust. But that is, that can be really fun if we frame it the way that our nervous system wants to, the way that our heart, our essence likes it, like you don't need to do something that just because somebody else is doing it, but we're always wanting to find the reframe that gives us energy. That goes for a lot, but I'll leave it. Yeah. Just like, how's that feel? I just would love to ask, do either of you vision board or have your own version, like any kind of planning, or have you done something like this for the solstice so far? Kind of the midpoint of the year?
I did it a little bit ago, but not recently. And it definitely needs updated.
Cool.
So yeah, I need it. And also your way of describing the business plan, that's amazing. Like now I'm like, I could create a business plan now if I think about it that way.
Yeah. So, yeah, actually, well, next month is going to be more on like finances and like our money abundance month. So actually it would be super cool. Maybe we'll do this workshop today is kind of like doing the vision boarding, but maybe we'll do more of like the business plan. It's quite simple too. It's not this like big scary thing, but it could be really nice to go through that too. So just give you, share with you the template that I use. And it's also, it's nice for me too. Like it's time for me to revisit as well. And it's really exciting. It's like, yes, this is what I get to bring into my life. This is what I get to create. And is this aligned to my vision, the visuals of it? And so we get to supercharge. Eliza, did you have anything you wanted to share?
Oh, I mean, I haven't created a specific vision board, but I've created goals for myself for the year, or in some way manifestations for what I wanted to accomplish in 2021.
Yeah, beautiful. I know you did the thing in the beginning of the year. I actually think it would be amazing for you to revisit that and like see now, what are your goals for the next 6 months?
Yeah, because as we know, 3 of the 4 thankfully have been accomplished. So
Hey.
Yeah.
new goals now.
Yeah, and
now that I'm hopefully starting to work.
And yeah, it's super exciting. And also, Liza, what I've taught, shown you on Instagram, saved posts, this is also a way to vision board that's really easy. So I'll show you that as a third option when we get into the vision boarding part. Because you can make those saved folders on Instagram. So in a way, Liza, you have been vision board.
I've been putting a lot out there. It's just probably not in maybe the somewhat formal way you're talking about.
Well, it doesn't need to be formal. It's about aligning to a frequency. So I'm talking about, here on, I'll just do this really quick and then I'll show you the other thing later. But you can save and you can have these folders, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if everyone knows how to do this. Let me just show you in case. So from your home page, go to this little hamburger thing in the top right, and there's your saved option in that drop down. And I have all of these different albums. And you have them?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a really easy way to vision board. Like this is the Reclamation one. How beautiful.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
How do I get it? There's so many. It's not really going. But like, this is something that I can come in here easily to tap into the frequency. So vision boarding, yes, it's about like making it, but it's like.
Oh, is that like what we created for the photo shoot?
Yes, this is what I'm talking about, Liza.
Okay. I was like, wait, did we do this? I'm not fully awake yet. I'm like, we did this when I was in Tulum the first time. Okay.
Exactly. So like, I get to look at this and I'm like, oh my God, yes, this is the sensual goddess, just raw, embodied frequency that I'm tapping into. So this is just an example of it, but like I have one also for divine partnership, an album. I have an album for well, mostly, yeah, like also travel, like where do I want to live, like housing. So you can do this easily.
Where you're going next.
Exactly. Sometimes I don't even know the location, but I'll put like a house on there and then it comes in. So yeah, it's very cool. So, okay, let's do a little bit of tapping into the womb. And the reason, I'll just share a little bit more about my like stories of connecting to the womb, because this is like this is the most potent energy within us, our sexual energy. It's the energy that creates life. So anytime I'm creating something in the world, I relate it to the conscious conception journey. And then I relate it to the gestation journey. How am I nourishing it until it's ready to come out into the world? And I can like feel it in the birthing canal when it's ready. Like, and this is, I invite all of you when you're creating in the world to think of it like the story of life, you know, the miracle of life. And all of this gets created in your womb. So one time it's actually when I was, I got my crystal wand, my pleasure wand in Bali from this really incredible Taoist woman who I met because of, you know, like just incredible divine synchronicities brought me to this yoni egg meditation. I mean, I'm telling you the way, like I was on a walk one day, I walked into a skincare place. She gave me like a sample facial and invited me to this yoni egg meditation. And I was like, yeah, I'm there. Like it was that night. I had nothing planned. And that really changed a lot for me. And so I met this really incredible Taoist woman who, well, she's Russian, but she studies and practices a lot of Taoism, which is really working with the sexual energy. She actually studied at Mantak Chia's temple, who Mantak Chia is like the master of sexual energy. And so he has brought a lot of these teachings. And so she's just this beautiful embodied woman. And I got my crystal wand from her, but I got it from her at the beach one night. And I just remember it was like I opened up a vortex. Like I knew that things were never going to be the same. And I stood there looking out at the ocean, holding this wand at my womb. And it was like I became as vast as the ocean. And I just remember, like, I was almost brought to tears. That it was like the next level womb awakening for me. And I just remember being, we have so much power within us. Any vision that is coming to me is possible. Any level of abundance, any level of love, all here. Like we are as vast as the ocean. And why not tap into that? And so I think that's where a lot of this, you know, it's like, it just became this force that came through me. And there's so much more, you know, so many more experiences, but that's what I want to bring into today. That's my intention, is to let us tap into, or open up, help us tap into the vastness, the magical energy, the alchemical energy within us. So I want to take you through a little bit. Let's just close our eyes. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. We're actually going to work a little bit with the tantric breath. So the inhale is going to be really felt, really activating. It's actually the masculine energy, the active inhale. So really taste the breath. Let it bring in vitality, this new life force as you inhale. And as you exhale, just let it fall out of your mouth. Let it fall out of your body. Let it become completely passive. That's the feminine energy. So you're inhaling active, letting the ribs fill up, letting the belly fill up. And as you exhale, you let the energy drop. It's completely passive. Feel your muscles relax. Feel your body soften. Feel your face soften, your jaw. Really feel the throat open, the heart relax as you exhale. So you're going at your own pace, letting the inhale be vibrant, full of life, full of consciousness, awareness. That's the masculine, the beautiful, divine masculine within you. And the exhale can be through the open mouth so that you really soften the jaw. The inhale can also be through the mouth if that allows you to have that jaw really soft, the mouth, the lips, the tongue. To surrender. Yeah, I think it's better if we all breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth as well. And through that exhale now, I want you to really allow your energy to drop out of the mind into the lower chakras, into the root. You're allowed any sound is welcome. Your body knows. You're tapping into your body truth now through the breath, through this allowing process. There's no need to perform. There's nothing you need to look like or sound like. You trust your body. Continue softening the body. Softening the muscles. Feel the energy easily drop down into the root. It's so easy because your body is relaxed. Feel that breath fall out of your mouth on the exhale. Completely passive, completely surrendered. Your eyes are closed. You're just here. You're totally here for it. You're here in your body. You feel safe in your body. Connecting to the sacred temple of your body. Now I want you to bring your awareness into the sacral chakra, the entire pelvic bowl. And connect now to the space between the hips. You're continuing this tantric breath. The inhale is juicy, alive consciousness. And the exhale is surrendered, passive, soft energy. Allowing you to fully drop into the sacral chakra and the root. And now the space between the hips, feel this wave-like energy moving from left to right. And it almost takes on an infinity movement. So feel this infinity symbol moving in your entire pelvic bowl in the shape of the infinity symbol. The center point of the infinity symbol is right at the cervix. So it's a horizontal infinity symbol. Finding this infinite harmony. Connecting here the left and right sides of your sacral chakra, of your sexual energy. This is the masculine and feminine. This is how we create divine harmony. This incredible merge that can create new life of any form. Feeling this water energy as vast as the ocean in your sacral chakra, in your pelvic bowl. through the exhale, let the pelvic bowl become extremely soft, completely relaxed. As you allow this infinite energy to fill in, to be activated here in the pelvic bowl. Calling upon Isis, Goddess Ishel, the goddesses of fertility, of life. Feeling the power that lies here in the womb space. Feeling this activated through your entire maternal lineage, as well as your etheric lineage. And just feel that for a moment. Let it activate. Feel the light, the vibrancy activating in your womb. And place both hands now over the womb space. You can find the yoni mudra where the thumb tips touch and the index fingertips touch. Just placing it over the low belly, just above the pelvic bone. Just breathe into this space. Feel your vastness. Feel the power that lies here. This potent energy that has the ability to truly alchemize anything. The energy to alchemize any breakdown, to take that energy to create. To heal. To manifest. Let this queen energy inside your womb come alive. Breathing. And now allow any visions that you have for yourself, any desires, to come to your energy field now. Bring that vision, connect it to the womb. Place it in the aura of your womb. Take some time to do that. You can work with multiple visions, whatever it is you're creating or desiring to experience in your life, for the world. There's no rush here. The womb doesn't like to be rushed. So take your time with this sweet, vast connection. Let the womb come alive even more now. Let her light up. She likes to use her power. So your vision can't be too big. She loves birthing in the world. She loves creating. Feel the energy of the womb as vast as the ocean. This energy within you. No limits. Now just take a moment to say anything that you want to say to the womb. This might be a moment of forgiveness when there was a lack of trust or connection. It could be a moment of gratitude for all the guidance and ways she's supported you in your life. And let it be a moment of devotion. Devotion to your highest destiny, the highest vibration of your own essence, that she just is. Feel the devotion to this energy within you, this vastness within you. Deep inhale. Exhale. Letting it be. Surrendering to the trust. Maybe just take a few more breaths, really anchoring in this connection. And when you're ready in your own time, you can gently open up the eyes, remaining connected to this infinite energy within you. So how are we feeling, ladies? How was that for you? You can unmute if you want to share anything.
That was deep. It was like an explosion of emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked a lot about this, but you know, when you talk about the womb space and the fact that I have 4 children who I've birthed into the world, I have Mallory who is starting to look at colleges, and I'm starting to birth her into the world. Then you have my reflecting back to my own mother, who's no longer here, but birthed me into this world. And it's really only now that I truly feel like I'm doing what I was meant to be doing all along. So now I feel like I'm birthing myself, you know? Um, it's deep. It's, you know, and then we've obviously talked about the deeper things too,
Yeah.
in the sexual realm of, you know, those times I didn't always do what I wanted to do or should have done. But that's okay. That's how you learn. That's how
Yeah.
you, yeah.
Yeah. And it's, we're like, as a collective, very disconnected from this infinite energy within us. Because, for instance, like you said, the things, if we ever were having sex when we didn't want to fully, or we weren't really connected to ourselves, in like really connected, a lot of
Yeah.
times we disconnect in sex because sometimes we don't want it, or it hurts, or we don't like it that way. We're abandoning this connection to our womb. So the womb is forgiving, but it takes, that clouds this connection to this infinite energy.
Yeah.
So that's why we do this work. And today was, just a very little part of this process. And that's why we work with the yoni eggs, because it helps to clear those layers. That's why we work with de-armoring, clearing out the tension inside the vaginal canal, protecting the womb space. We create tension, gets built in there anytime that we were contracted, we weren't fully self-expressed, we weren't in our truth. So you might, anyone going through this practice might not have felt anything in the womb today, and that's totally okay. That's, you still were opening up something. You were opening up this doorway to really create and establish this connection, so that you never have to feel like you're doing it all on your own. Really tapping into the womb is tapping into this incredible universal life force, creative force. So you're not doing it on your own. And so, yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you, Liza. Nat, did you want to share anything about how that was for you?
Yeah, no, that was great. That was like the first time I've like really tried to connect with my womb. And I felt like when you were like, say something to her, I was like, sorry, I never like tried, like I never even like, considered this. And I do think that like my sacral chakra is like my most blocked chakra as well. And there's so much work to be done there. So like, I'm just so excited to like start this journey.
That's incredible. And you, like, I just had such a download for you. Like, you're already doing so much to like create this new life for yourself, these new possibilities. And when this energy like really opens up for you, it's going to make everything just take off.
I know, I can't believe. I feel like a huge missing piece. And I'm excited to do all this deep work. So thank you.
Amazing, absolutely. And so, but start it by just having these conversations. Having these conversations with the womb. I'm very embodied in this, that I don't really make decisions without tapping into my womb. Of course, sometimes I forget. But even last night, do I want to go to the beach? Do I want to go to a dance class? Or do I want to go home and watch Mulan?
Mulan! Did you watch Mulan?
I watched like half of it last night and then I fell asleep. But it's,
well, you have to finish it. You know how much that movie means to me.
I will, because the reason I watched it is because the Phoenix Rising retreat has been released as of yesterday, and that the Phoenix is really a part of that movie.
Yes, and her being a warrior.
Yes. So yeah, super beautiful. But anyway, before making that decision, I really breathe into my womb space and I say, well, what do you want? What do you want me to do right now? She want, and then it ended up being actually none of those options. She was like, go home, go for a walk for the sunset, and then watch the movie. Like, so it's really cool. We get to really, it's a way that we tap into our truth. It's a way that we get out of our heads into our body, because the body knows. And so I want to go into sharing a little bit about the vision boards, and also the way, so my invitation is just continue these conversations with your sacral chakra, with your womb space, and just open up the conversation. That's where it starts. Open up this dialogue with her. And it's actually you. It's, to me, I always think of the pussy, the yoni. So you can use whatever word resonates most with you. I really like using yoni, which is the sacred temple. It's actually what it means. And it includes all of the aspects of your sexual organs. So that's the womb, the cervix, the vaginal canal. So actually the vagina, the vulva, the outer parts, the ovaries. And by the way, inside the classroom, pleasure anatomy, there's a pleasure anatomy walkthrough that is going to help you another way to connect to all of the different parts of this yoni, this sacred temple. And that'll help you really also, deepen this connection with this sacred energy within you, this infinite energy within you. So we can use this energy. This is going to amplify our visioning. So I'm going to share my screen and just show you how I like the vision board. So, well, first, how do I collect my pictures? I do that mostly on Instagram. Can I move this box? Yes. Okay. So my saved, I'm always building these, because if I see something I like, I put it in here. And so for instance, if I'm going to be in here in Reclamation, I have all these yummy dreams. That's a different one. Like, make it however you want. Like, I'm getting, I'm very transparent. You guys, I don't need to like hide stuff, but I wanted to show, for instance, this. You can do it on Pinterest too. I'll go on Pinterest, and I'll also go on here on Instagram, just because I'm always collecting things here. So, I'm really tapping into sisterhood. Maybe I'm going to use this one. So I can just take a screenshot, Command Shift 4, get a screenshot of this. So like so many, whatever I want. And then I come into Canva is where I like to do it. And you can make it like a collage. So if anyone, I know you use Canva. Some people watching this will already use it, but the way that you do it, actually I didn't want to do home. The computer gets so slow when I'm on share screen mode. That's why it's going so slow. But anyway, I'll show you this one too. So collage, like, let's just see if that'll load. This is another way I like to do it though. I'll show you this one. So this is like, if you really want to spend some time on it, this is like, you can put it into categories. So I just used a template, and it's like, what do I want to make this abundance for? This is more like linking it to my business plan. So if I have a goal, I want to make this much amount per month, it's because I've already looked at, well, this is what I want to spend per month. And, I know, Liza, we've been talking about getting empowered with money. So, we're kind of already leaning into the next month topic, but like, this is, I have a reminder here. I deserve it all because I want it. Like, you're allowed to just want what you want.
Mhm.
And so to give yourself that permission, on each of these, I have a different, it feels so good to be supported. I want to be able to have this income to invest in myself, to invest in my own personal growth. So this first board, it's for my housing and nutritious food, because that is what makes me feel safe and nourished. It gives space for my feminine to flow and express and keep my channels open and clear, which allows me to share more of my magic in the world. And then I have images here of, yes, when I see that, I feel safe and nourished. My feminine can flow. Like, I feel vibrant. I feel full of vitality. So do you see, like, there's so much more power in this than simply writing the financial abundance I want to create in my life. And then, here, for instance, like, I want to be able to spend $2,000 a month for investing in my expanders and trainings and support, if I'm hiring people in my business, because the more I grow and feel fully supported and have my vision held to get bigger, the more happiness and pleasure I experience and get to share that expansion in a bigger way with the world. So, I might have, okay, I want to work more with Ashay Sandara. I want to have a team. I want to be able to hire people. I want to invest in photo shoots. I want to, like, these are the images, or an accountant here. Like, I want to be able to hire an accountant. These are ways that we can really deepen our visioning. And I have images, this is if I want to do a retreat, take time off to do a Vipassana. That gives our intentions of what we're calling in so much more depth. It's like the universe is understanding, okay, this is a desire, so let's make it happen. And you can come in here and look at this right before you get to work that day, or after your meditation for the day. And it doesn't need to just be about financial abundance, right? Here's one: divine union. To be fully open to receive all the goodness that life has to offer me. It feels so good to receive and enjoy so much love, pleasure, and worship. It feels so good to worship and be worshiped. And this is the devotion frequency that I'm tapping into, that I'm aligning to. And you know what's amazing? When you start really truly getting clear and visualizing, and this is like very clearly set in motion, that might call in the breakdowns, right? I shared it on Instagram yesterday. Like, my breakdown recently was like about the pain that I felt by distrusting the masculine. I didn't even really know how deep that was in me. I had no idea how deeply rooted that was in me. But because I'm aligning to this very high vibrational, high caliber vision, there's no room for those old patterns of not trusting the masculine, of this expectation that the masculine won't provide for me, or that I can't be provided for, that I can't be supported, that I can't be shown up for, because that's what I've known. But if I'm aligning to this high caliber vision, that has to go. So that's another reason, to loop it back to the beginning of this conversation, why we need to trust those breakdowns. When you're visualizing big things for yourself, those breakdowns are inevitable. So, and these are like couples that I love, like expander couples and divine partnership, and just very beautiful, things that I feel very beautiful. For instance, here's another one. I have the freedom to buy nice things that I want, simply because I want them. That they're truly aligned to my heart desires. Yeah, they make me feel good. And you can even do like little goals, little rewards. Sometimes I throw that in here. Okay, next client, I'm gonna spend X amount of money on lingerie, like something that makes you feel excited. Or maybe I'm gonna buy myself a ring when I hit this money. I'm gonna buy myself an iPad. The reward thing is fun. If it's fun to you, then use it. If it doesn't feel good, then don't. Here's one for real estate and investments. Here's one for self-care. This is what I love and I want, it's important to me. And then also coming back to the why. I mean, you're coming back to the why with all of them if you read any of those pieces at the top, but it's all about the clients and service. It is the best feeling in the world to know I am serving as the transmission that midwives my clients into their power, bliss, and living an ecstatic life. I love my clients and my clients love me. So this is, and then you can bring in like however you want to do it. This is totally like you get to do it, you get to have fun with it, however you want to do it. And so just in case, how do I get uploads? So in case you don't know this part, I would just hit upload media from device. And remember, I took that screenshot. I go to my desktop. And here it is. So you can do this by different sections of your life if you want to go like deeper in that way. Or this collage. So the collage is kind of like my overview of all of these things. And for instance, I just uploaded that media. You just drag it and drop it. Just drop it in. And you play with it to make it work on your page. Or like this one, using a template. So it's a little less moving things around. But I just wanted to share this. I think vision boarding is really powerful. I like it digitally because it can go with me wherever I go. And I know, like, I really view my laptop as something sacred and a part where I get to express and create from. So before I do my work, I'm just going to like tap into what I'm aligning to. And that's going to make the rest of my work really flow and also direct me into what's most important. What's the most important thing for me to do right now? It helps you prioritize when you have a bunch of stuff floating around. Liza, like even making your schedule. If you have a vision board, you know what you're aligning to. It's going to be easier to say, okay, this is not so important. I need to get this out of my schedule. This is a priority. I need to make sure there's time for this. So how's that? How is that? I'd love to hear any feedback.
I love that. That's great. I love how you have it all separated in the different things. Now I'm like, I want to go do that right now. That was so
good. It was good?
Yeah, so helpful.
Cool, good. And yeah, actually it's a perfect time to do it because of the solstice energy that we're still in. And like it's like, oh, it takes time, but actually you're going to save yourself so much time if you are focused on alignment, like making alignment a priority, because it's going to help you prioritize. You're not going to be wasting time because your vision's clear. Getting clarity is so important. And you're like tapped into the womb space. Like it's really nice to do some kind of like womb connection and then do it. Or in the morning, when you are aligning to these visions, when it's already made, like breathe into the womb space, get it supercharged by this powerful infinite energy within you.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, and if you don't want to use Canva, like keep it simple. Maybe those saved folders on Instagram is really nice. If Canva's not your thing, I know, Eliza, like for you, like you already.
So quiet because I'm like, I can find the pictures. I was like, this is gonna be a Tulum and I was like, I have no idea how to put that together. I'm like, it looks great, but I have no clue.
Find the pictures and that can be enough for you. And maybe the little, the words are something separate. Maybe it's just in the notes folder on your phone, or write it down. I mean, I will never say this doesn't ever take away like journaling and aligning, using the journal alignment practice, journaling. Like there is something really beautiful about writing.
Yeah.
It's the neural networks in the brain. So take your vision, like what what I'll do today before I sit down and do some real like laptop creation, content creation, get some things going today after this call. Like I will take some time and with my vision board, alongside my vision board, write the alignment, the affirmations I'm working with, sum up my vision, and then I'll ask my womb, okay, so what does that mean I need to do right now? What are maybe 3 goals, 3 little tasks, 3 doable tasks that I can do that are most aligned to help me reach these visions, experience these visions? Cool?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks so much. That
You're
was
so welcome. So, next live gathering is this Friday, actually. I mean, I have to change it on the schedule. It is, what is it, 2 p.m. Eastern time, Friday. We're going to have Chris Soul come in. He is an incredible, conscious, balanced man who has hosted men's circles for 7 years. So he has seen a lot of the insecurities, the struggles, the key points for growth for men. So really beautiful to be able to understand and to heal our relationship with the masculine in this way. So definitely be there if you can. And if not, please send questions ahead of time. That's really, it'll be an interactive discussion. So the questions are really, really helpful. What do you want to know? How do you want to better understand why men are the way they are? How could you open up your compassion to be able to support the men in your life? So it's gonna be super beautiful. The Phoenix Rising Retreat is on the calendar. It's September 4th through the 9th in Tulum. It's gonna be super magical. It's at Amansala, which is actually, in the beginning of this talk, I talked about my sacral chakra awakening. It happened at Amansala while I stayed there 3 years ago. So it's a very magical space, and that's why I knew that I needed to host gatherings in this way. It's gonna be really amazing. And yeah, we have another live gathering next Monday, which is going to be a fun one. It's just an open forum conversation about sex.
love it.
We're, like, speaking of feeling closed off in the sacral chakra, a lot of it is because no one's talking about sexual energy, or people are, and sometimes it's like it's been twisted. A lot of times it's been twisted, so there's a lot of like shame or guilt or this idea of performing, and so we're just going to share some stories, ask some questions, have an open conversation of like whatever you want to ask or whatever you want to talk about, and I'll share some stories of like manifesting and experiencing really, really deep divine conscious sex and what that can look like and be like, because without having our minds even aware of what's possible, it's hard to get there. So it's a conversation for expansion and just exploration and breaking down the walls that we put up around our sexual energy, because that is so powerful, and it's really hand in hand with what we're manifesting, what we're visioning for ourselves. I mean, it can really amplify and make things easier for all of us, and more magical and so pleasurable. So we'll do that this month, and keep an eye out for an email. I have like a little assignment for you that I want you all to be connecting with your Venus sisters, setting up a time to check in with each other by the end of the month. So I love you all so much. Let me know any questions, support each other in the group, and can't wait to connect next time. Have a beautiful day.
Me too.
Love you. Thanks.
Love you. You're so welcome.
Bye.
Bye.